But if you're going to interrupt me every single time that I open my mouth, then why am I even doing this? So please ask a question, and I'd ask you to be polite enough to let me answer it. You guys are completely letting Kamala Harris coast. You had one interview with her. You talk about pushing back against me, Dana. You didn't push back against the fact that she cast the deciding vote on the Inflation Reduction Act.
They simply can't handle J.D. Vance. They don't know what to do with him. This video is brought to you by TatumStore.com, TatumStore.com. Put in discount code you missed 22, get 22% off the entire store. So this is your opportunity to get 22% off any product on the store. You missed 22. Like and subscribe to the channel. Y'all already know what to do. Let's get into this. Ladies and gentlemen, J.D. Vance on their head. I wanted to make a video pretty much debunking everything associated with what's going on in Ohio. And this is the beginning of it. I want to play the clip where J.D. Vance is spanking him across the head, and then I'm going to go and methodically show you clips that allude to the reasoning why people like J.D. Vance and Donald Trump are making these commentaries. To me, it's very clear. But people will lie to you and come up with all these theologies because they don't want what he's saying and what Trump says and what citizens that are there are saying to be true because they need you to believe the lie. All right, let's play the clip of J.D. Vance real quick. Roll the clip.
Let me just say this. My constituents have brought approximately a dozen separate concerns to me. 10 of them are verifiable and confirmable, and a couple of them I talk about because my constituents are telling me firsthand that they're seeing these things. So I have two options, Dana. I can ignore them, which is what the American media has done for years to this community, or I can actually talk about what people are telling me. And of course, many of the things that the media says are completely baseless have since been confirmed.
But you're not just a bystander. You're the senator from Ohio. So instead of saying things that are wrong and actually causing the hospitals, the schools, the government buildings to be evacuated because of bomb threats, because of the cats and dogs thing.
Dana, first of all, let me just respond to a couple of things that you said, but I want to start with something you said, which I think is frankly disgusting and is more appropriate for a Democratic propagandist than it is for an American journalist. There is nothing that I have said that has led to threats against these hospitals. These hospitals, the bomb threats and so forth, it's disgusting. The violence is disgusting. We condemn it. We condemn all violence.
Senator, this happened after you and President Trump were on the debate stage, said that cats and dogs were being eaten.
You asked a question, Dana, and I'm going to go ahead and answer it. What we have said,
the one who
Dana,
brought this
my
up.
constituents
The president
were the
said
ones
it to
who talked about
60
eating
million
dog and
people.
cats, and I talked about it because you were ignoring this community. My constituents talked about it.
Have you been to
my
Springfield?
Responsibility to surface their concerns when the American media
Have you been to
ignores it.
Springfield?
Dana, I've been to Springfield probably 100 times in my life.
How about
I've taken
recently,
my children
since
to
you've
get
heard
ice
this?
cream at Young's Jersey Dairy.
Have you heard recently since you've gotten these calls?
Have I been in the last 4 days?
No,
I'm
talking
haven't been
about
in the last 4 days, but I've
since
talked
you've
to a lot
gotten
of
these
people
calls
in
from the
Springfield,
constituents.
Dana, and they're telling me this stuff is happening. Dana, would you like to ask me questions and then let me answer them, or would you like to debate me on these topics? I noticed that when you had Kamala Harris and Tim Walz, you gave them multiple choice answers to the questions that you asked, and you allowed them to answer the questions. I'm happy to be here to talk about policy, but if you're going to interrupt me every single time that I open my mouth, then why am I even doing this? So please ask a question, and I'd ask you to be polite enough to let me answer it. You guys are completely letting Kamala Harris coast. You had one interview with her. You talk about pushing back against me, Dana. You didn't push back against the fact that she cast the deciding vote on the Inflation Reduction Act, which is why a lot of Americans can't afford food and housing. What we have said is that this town has suffered terribly under the policies of Kamala Harris. Now, you just accused me of inciting violence against the community when all that I've done is surface the complaints of my constituents, people who are suffering because of Kamala Harris's policies. Are we not allowed to talk about these problems because some psychopaths are threatening violence? We can condemn the violence on the one hand, but also talk about the terrible consequences of Kamala Harris's open border on the other hand.
Now, this is why Trump picked J.D. Vance. J.D. Vance Donald Trump got the swag and all this stuff. I think J.D. Vance will make an incredible president. I really do. And I'm not just saying this just for the heck of it. Like, I think J.D. Vance will make an incredible president. He can clearly articulate what he's saying, calm, cool, and collected without name calling. And I think that's what the American people can use in a time like this. Nothing against Donald Trump. He just, I don't know what, for whatever reason, he just like to go off the handle sometimes. Like saying, I hate Taylor Swift. Like, okay, really? Do you really have to say that? I mean, does that win anything? We can say we hate Taylor Swift. You need to be in the middle somewhere until you win. And then you can say Taylor Swift can jump off a cliff. But anyway, J.D. Vance is on top of his game, and he confront these people in a way in which they look like complete idiots. Now, I'm going to play some clips for you because it's funny that they say, well, right after, I don't know, 4 days ago, you say at a debate, somebody does a bomb threat. That means you are responsible. I just showed in the last video, Nick wrote a clip, I just showed in the last video where they got people calling Trump Hitler the day before somebody tried to assassinate him. And they don't want to show that. I'll show it, wrote a clip.
Give me your response to what Donald Trump is doing.
It is outrageous. It's horrifying, but it's expected from a fascist authoritarian person who wants to create havoc in this country, who wants to take us to Nazi Germany. I can't even talk, Nazi Germany. We exported racism, fascism to Nazi Germany. We exported it to South Africa, Jonathan. We know how to do it. We're good at it. And let's not pretend that Donald Trump isn't exactly like Mussolini, exactly like Hitler. He is that guy. And I want to pick up where Tara was for just a second and say something to the American people. Mm-hmm. I live in a neighborhood, Jonathan. You and I both have white partners. I live in a neighborhood, a nice mixed neighborhood with all kinds of people, including Republican people, who are nice people, who shovel your grass, who care about the neighborhood, who care about the world, right? Y'all, you nice people don't want this guy just because your economy worked better for 5 minutes under his regime. You nice Christian, kind, loving, Jewish people, faithful people. You don't want this guy. We're not these people. We're not these people. And we're not going to get what we want if we elect this fascist, authoritarian weasel.
Now, let's get back to the subject at hand. It's not J.D. Vance and Donald Trump that are the problems in this. You got other people who are constituents that are saying these things that I think people should pay attention to. We'll just roll the clip on a few. Do you think, Dana, that this young lady is lying about what she's saying? Do you think she's making this up? Roll the clip.
Hey, bro. Like, everyone on TikTok, on Facebook, making these jokes to get everything funny. Like, imagine you being homeless for a whole year for no reason. Like, what the This is not fun. This is not cool, bro. They really out here decapitating animals and y'all are making jokes out of it. Imagine if you went outside and you saw your dog's head decapitated on the ground. Like, why are y'all thinking this is a joke? It's not a joke. I don't feel comfortable walking anywhere. Like, what the fuck? I should be able to feel safe in my own city. Everybody's homeless out here. Ain't shit but fucking scary ass Haitians just lurking and creeping and shit. I'm thinking this shit's motherfucking like I keep making this shit up. It's not made up, bro.
All right, she lying, right? She just made that up. She's crying on that line. Let's play another clip. This is made up.
Oh, what is this on the grill?
Is that the pictures of cats?
Man, listen, man. There go a cat right there. His ass better get missing, man. Look like his homies on the grill, man. What?
Now, that could be made up, right? Maybe it's made up. I don't know. That could be made up, right? Let me go to this clip. And this is a clip that I put together. It's just made up. This guy finna just make this up.
Challenge you guys to get out here and do something. These Haitians are running into trash cans. They're running into buildings. They flipping cars in the middle of the street. They're in the park grabbing up ducks by their neck and cutting their head off and walking off with them and eating them. Like, and I don't know how, like, y'all can be comfortable with this. Like, I don't know, like, who's getting paid from this.
But the people are dangerous, right? It's not that we're listening to this constituency. We're saying the people are the ones that are dangerous and out of control, and they lying, and they just trying to get these Haitians in trouble, and bomb threats are being done because they're evil and hateful, and Donald Trump is listen to this one.
Yes, ma'am. I got a question. This is a non-emergency line, correct?
This is a 911 call.
Yes, it is.
Okay. I'm sitting here. I'm riding on the trail going to my orientation for my job today, and I see a group of Haitian people. There was about 4 of them. They all had geese in their hand. They got away. I couldn't make out the first 3 of the license plate, but I got the numbers.
All right, he goes on. This is an official police report. He goes on, calls the non-emergency number, and articulates that 4 Haitians got 1 duck each or 1 geese each in their hand because they taking these animals and breaking their necks and eating them. But he made it up. They just make it up because they hate Haitians. You got black and white people telling you this, and somehow it's just Haitian hate. Now, if you have any level of intelligence and you know any history of Haitian and the Haitian people, not all of them, but the culture, then this young lady should give you insight. But the government want to just make Trump them out to be bad instead of listening to people. Listen to what she's saying about Haitians.
Immigrated from Haiti to the United States in the late 60s
Her dad.
as a teenager. And I want to talk about these recent comments about the Haitians in Springfield, Ohio. First, I want to say my father and I are now estranged, but I did know him in my very, very young years. And when he immigrated, he was one person and they weren't sending, thousands of Haitians in one area. He wasn't eating people's pets and he didn't practice voodoo, but he did say that most of the island, the majority of the island, does practice voodoo. The reason they eat cats is for 2 reasons. Number 1 is survival. This is the poorest country in the Western Hemisphere. You can't just go to a food bank like you can here, or just go to McDonald's and get some free or cheap food, unless of course there's a Christian missionary there. People in the United States have a really hard time imagining that type of thing, but it is true. Second, they do animal sacrifices for their religion, voodoo. They make these animal sacrifices to these gods for different reasons. You can do your own research on this. Do I think voodoo is a demonic religion? Yes, I do. That doesn't mean that you hate these people. These people need prayer. But you can't just take over all these people from another country and expect it to work. Not to mention, it doesn't fix the problems of that country. And there's more people left in Haiti that we can bring over. It's not racist to acknowledge that this is a problem.
There's another guy on here. I got to get Nick to put the clip in there. Maybe he could just add it in here somewhere. There's another guy speaking about how these Haitians have a culture.
Listen, I am not Haitian, but I am from the Caribbean. The Haitian immigrants are indeed eating animals. Let me tell you something about these people. Not only are they harvesting cats for food, but also for witchcraft purposes, voodoo purposes. Understand this. If you don't want to take my word for it, go out there, meet a Haitian, talk to them about it. This is not something they aren't proud of. It's their culture. They eat these animals and they use the blood and bones of these animals for voodoo and witchcraft purposes. This is not a joke. The fact that they are here illegally, Kamala did say she gave them a temporary protection, over 100,000 of them. But here's the thing, for good luck purposes, they will harvest cats. They will use the blood and the bone of these cats. They consume these things because they believe it brings good luck and good juju. This is not a joke. It's a fact. This is their culture. This is what they believe. They will die on a hill on this belief. Like I said, meet a Haitian, talk to them about it. This is not something I'm guessing. This is something I am telling you. I've had conversation with these people. I know of plenty of these people who, in Jamaica, where I am from, they have a great relationship with wrongdoers in Jamaica. These people they trade good, well, not mine, but our Jamaican good ganja for weed, for cocaina, and for pew-pews. And every single move they make, they perform their rituals, which they believe after these rituals, they will not get touched, they will not get caught by the police or by law enforcement, Coast Guard, the military, whatever. They have very well success rate when it comes to traveling by boat across the Jamaican Haitian border. They do this damn near weekly. Like I said, this is not speculations from me. This is a fact. I am telling you, I know these people. I know what I'm talking about. I could even go into more details of the things they do when it comes to their rituals based off of stories that I've heard from them directly. But due to the sensitivity of TikTok, I'll leave that alone. But understand this, those ducks / geese / dogs / cats, they are going missing. They are eating them. They are harvesting their blood for witchcraft and voodoo purposes. I'm not capping. Do not come on here, white liberals and black liberals. Do not come on here and tell me that I'm capping or I'm talking bullshit or I don't know what I'm saying. This is stuff I personally have spoke with these people about, okay? This is pure knowledge. This is not speculations. And give it time, it will end up on your doorsteps. This is their culture, this is their belief, this is what they do regardless. Fresh out of Haiti, they're not Americanized. They are gonna practice what they know, hands down. And this is something, like I said, they are proud of, okay? So you can locate one of them and talk to them yourself. And if an Americanized Haitian want to get up on under my comments and try to deny any of this, before you do that, talk to your meme and your grandma and your grandpepe who's been born and raised in Haiti, who know about this stuff, before you come and try to challenge me on anything, okay? I'm spitting facts, point blank, period, no question, okay? And like I always say, Trump Vance, I was choking on that one, too much truth, but Trump Vance 24, baby, let's go.
And one of the other cultural dynamics, and I told him to look this up because everybody know they do witchcraft and voodoo and stuff in New Orleans. It's like a thing. Everybody know they doing witchcraft. And come to find out, a bunch of Haitians that came over with the Catholic Church began to do sacrifices on animals a very long time ago. So this voodoo culture from Africa and Haiti are not shocking. So when people are saying my animals are coming up missing, they're eating animals, they're sacrificing, even if you don't have unequivocal evidence, it's not shocking that this could be happening. They laugh at you and act like it's just some made up stuff by racist white people when you have a few fundamental things happening here. You got pictures of people carrying geese. You got a 911 police report of them eating animals. You got a guy at the city council that's black that's saying they're out here eating animals. They're eating people's pets. You got a whole bunch of people on television saying that it's something that's happening like that or similar to that. And they're just saying it's just made up stuff. It's just the racist people. And that's why I'm glad J.D. Vance and them weren't backing down, because I honest to God truth believe it's going to come out more and more that there's this stuff going on. The governor, Jesse Waters, did an incredible interview. We may just put that on there. Matter of fact, just roll that interview.
I see a group of Haitian people, there was about 4 of them, they all had geese in their hand.
How many geese did they have?
They each had 1.
Now, the media won't play you that 911 call. The media won't investigate the story at all. Because if they did, they'd have to report on the dangerous migrant payload Kamala unleashed on Springfield.
It's like living in a dystopian nightmare. You hope you wake up and it's 2019 again, and then you realize it's 2024, and it's the same thing over and over again, day after day. What's happening is a disruption of the smaller neighborhoods, and it has never been a race issue. It's about color. It's not about color. It's about culture. Your once close-knit community has now been changed, and there are people in your neighborhood that you don't know, that don't speak your language, that live a different lifestyle from you, and it's going to cause some tension.
The people of Springfield are begging for help, and help's on the way, just not for them.
I don't know of a single homeless Haitian in this town because they all got vouchers. But I can show you a whole bunch of people that have been displaced because I'm that guy. Rob, you know, for 25 years I've worked with the homeless in this community.
Ohio Governor Mike DeWine announced he's sending more resources to the migrants to help them learn English, learn how to drive, and get vaccinated. Is Mike DeWine putting America first? Remember when DeSantis sent 50 migrants to Martha's Vineyard? Democrats called the National Guard and shipped them off to a military base. But Kamala Harris sends 20,000 migrants to a small Ohio town and they let it fester.
There's a place called Springfield, Ohio, that you've been reading about. 20,000 illegal Haitian immigrants have descended upon the town of 58,000 people, destroying their entire way of life. This was a beautiful community, and now it's horrible what's happened.
You know, he interviewed a citizen that's talking about all of these things. The governor is now sending resources to Springfield. All these things behind the scenes are going on. And I guarantee you a lot of these things are happening, but the media wants to lie about it because they don't want you to know that the failed policies and these immigration policies don't work, and they're destroying places in America. But what I am optimistic about is that real people can see the real damage that's really happening, and they're going to vote differently in this election. Anyway, comment in the comment section. Let me know what you think. I'm out.